Hi, I'm Michael McKinnon. I'm the Chief Information Officer at Pure Security, and my role encompasses internal IT focus and also as a principal consultant for our clients, helping advise them in strategy for information security needs. This question of does everyone get hacked eventually is a really good one. And in our industry, we use this maxim that in any case with an adversary, if they've got enough time and enough resources, eventually they'll get in. So you have to work as a business on that premise, that ultimately you're probably going to get hacked or you're going to have some critical incident occur at some point in time. One of the problems businesses often have is that they've done a lot of thinking around those worst case disaster recovery scenarios. So that's thinking about their office burning down, for example, or thinking about one specific piece of their critical infrastructure failing. The problem though, with a critical cyber incident like ransomware, for example, is that the havoc that is represented in the IT environment and the disruption to the business is completely random. So it's very hard to have a plan that's going to be precisely accurate to deal with that. So it's important to have a strategy that approaches dealing with that response, and that often starts with the team, the people that you've got responding and how they work together and how you work through the tasks of remediating the issue, investigating it, and dealing with the response so that you can get the business back to where it needs to be as quickly as possible. There's no manual that every business can use that's going to help them respond to a critical cyber incident. And the reason for that is because every business is unique. And it's really important in your business that you consider what is the risk to the business and what would the impact be on each part of your IT environment in the case of a cyber incident often. And it starts with having realistic timeframes around what sort of impact the business would suffer and how much damage that's going to do long term. So businesses really need to take the time to understand what their critical systems look like, because if they suffer a critical incident, then it means the attackers have gotten into their environment typically and have destroyed or disrupted the environment. And there's a significant need to respond in a coordinated and controlled fashion. So the first mistake they make is destroying critical forensic evidence in the very early minutes or hours of the incident and responding to the incident. So it's really important that your business partners with an organisation or with resources that can help you through that at a critical time. There'll be decisions that are made through the response of the incident that may need to be made to destroy evidence deliberately, because the only choice you've got to keep the business running and to resolve the impact to the business is to make those hard calls, but you need to do that with the right advice at the right time. So another thing we see businesses really struggle with is estimating the amount of time that it's going to take to actually respond to a critical incident. I've worked with clients who have thought in those early phases it's just going to take days or maybe weeks to get over. But what we see in any kind of decent sized ransomware event as an example is that it's likely to take weeks and months to actually recover, and sometimes even a year or more. So it's really important that businesses are understanding of the fact that a ransomware incident that might only take less than an hour for the attackers to disrupt the environment is going to take a significantly longer amount of time to actually recover from. The last challenge I see with businesses is how they respond in a coordinated and controlled fashion, and how their team comes together to deal with the incident effectively as a project, which is created under very extreme time pressure and with very extreme circumstances surrounding how the project has to work and how the people have to coordinate together. And that needs to be part of the plan as well. Good incident response starts with preparation. It has to be an effort that the business undertakes before the critical incident actually happens. And that typically involves getting the best people in your business together and having them understand that they are part of what could potentially be a critical incident response team that's going to help the business survive during a crisis like this. The next part of this is around how the business has identified its critical infrastructure and those pieces of the business that need to function, and understanding the priority and the order of how those pieces come together to have the business function in a normal way. This is important because in a critical cyber incident, the business is going to be disrupted severely, and you need to be really clear on which parts of the business can wait and which parts of the business need to be restored first, above and beyond anything else. The way that businesses can actually do this preparation is often around tabletop scenarios and exercises where you practice the plan. You bring together those best people in your incident response team and you have them discuss what they would do and how they would respond, and also about their roles and responsibilities. Because in the times of responding to a critical incident, you don't have the time to be able to sort those things out. So it's a lot easier to have it sorted and prepared before the critical incident strikes, so that when it happens, you've got the best chance to get the business back into a fighting chance of surviving the incident. We work with our clients to help them prepare for a critical incident by developing a security incident response plan, bringing together those members of the team, helping them understand their roles and responsibilities through tabletop exercises, and also conducting a business impact analysis to understand which parts of the business are critical and which parts need to be restored above and beyond all others.